Okay, hey everyone, Michelle Ferrer here, Member of Parliament for Peterborough Kawartha. Insanity and absolutely dangerous. Did you know where the radical Liberal NDP financial priorities are? More importantly, where they aren't. Have you seen this article? Ontario police chiefs denounce federal crown billing caps leading to criminal charges being dropped. One case that was stayed, so stayed means thrown out, involved Habitant Solomon, who was one of Canada's top 25 most wanted when he was arrested in 2023. So imagine this. You're a police officer. You've worked years trying to put all the pieces together for a case to bring down one of Canada's most notorious drug traffickers, fentanyl kingpins, one of these drug dealers that is out there on the streets dealing drugs, killing people. And you finally get all of the evidence, you get this all together, you put this guy up for prosecution, and the Crown says, sorry, the Liberals cut the funding and we have to throw out all of these cases. So you're a criminal, you're a drug dealer, he gets to walk free. That's exactly what is happening. I'll read you some of this article. Ontario's police chiefs say numerous criminal cases, including drug trafficking charges, have been stayed, thrown out, in the province since January because of budget cuts at the Federal Prosecution Service, limiting how much it spends on contract prosecutors. The cuts are raising questions in police services across Ontario as to why certain drug cases are being stayed or withdrawn by prosecutors since the beginning of the year, such as the drug charges against a Hamilton man once considered one of Canada's most wanted. I can tell you right now, if this happens to be what 2025 looks like, then God help us all. Because I can tell you right now, I am not the only jurisdiction that is dealing with this opioid crisis, said Hamilton Police Chief Frank Bergen, who first sounded the alarm with the federal prosecution last week. This is insane. This is insane. You have crime, chaos, addiction on the streets that is literally bankrupting municipalities. It really is. Like, this is the thing that is taking up the most time of councillors, of municipalities, of provinces, time and money. And also, it's deeply inhumane. Anybody who's ever seen somebody caught in the grips of addiction, it is horrifying. And it ruins families. It doesn't just ruin the person who's caught in the grips of addiction. So people need to know this is happening. Like, this is where their financial priorities are. But they'll invest $400 million into a green slush fund, the Liberals will, so their Liberal insiders can get rich. Or how about they'll give you an $80 million ArriveCan app that doesn't work, but they're going to cut the money to prosecute the people that are killing our children and our friends and family? What? In what world is that okay? No wonder you have such poor police morale. You go to be a police officer because you want to put bad guys away, and you can't do your job because we have criminal sympathizer laws. It's insane. So today, I want you to know, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre announced today that as Prime Minister, he will impose mandatory life sentences on anyone involved in the trafficking, production, and distribution of over 40 milligrams of fentanyl. Conservatives will do this to crack down on mass fentanyl production and organized crime super labs that have appeared in Canada in the last 9 years, producing drugs that are killing Canadians and increasingly being sent abroad, including to the United States. So that whole tariff problem we're having right now? Don't forget who put us here. Please don't forget that every Liberal MP, every NDP MP is responsible for this chaos, this crime, this death that is in our world right now, this homelessness. Did you see today insolvency is up the highest it's ever been in 15 years? Insolvency, bankruptcy. Making and selling fentanyl is mass murder. Selling 40 milligrams of this poison is enough to kill 20 people. These are solid policies and solutions being put forward by Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative government. We are ready to take this on and to fix what the Liberals and NDP have broken. The penalty should be the same as murder. Conservative will pass mandatory life sentences so fentanyl kingpins never get out of jail and stop killing our kids. Since 2016, 49,000 Canadians have died of an opioid overdose. That's a 200% increase since 2016. The radical BC NDP government and federal Liberals even teamed up on a failed hard drug legalization experiment that unleashed crime chaos, and death in our communities. More Canadians have now died of a drug overdose than those who died fighting for Canada in the Second World War. Super labs in Canada synthesize the drugs using precursor chemicals, the ingredients that make fentanyl. In November last year, the RCMP uncovered the largest and most sophisticated fentanyl and methamphetamine drug super lab in Canada. Police found enough fentanyl ingredients to kill over 95 million lethal doses, enough to kill every Canadian twice. But they're just walking free. Under the Liberal NDP policies, these criminals, these murderers are walking free. You have to share this video. People need to know. Like, policy and budgets and what is happening in boring politics world impacts your life. And these people sneak it through. They sneak it through. These people, these crown prosecutors didn't even know this was happening. They hired more prosecutors because we have more drug dealers. We have more crime. And they just slashed it. And now, good day to be a criminal. Go buy a lottery ticket because it's thrown out. Just unbelievable. Dangerous. Dangerous and insanity. Enough. Time for, we got to go back to work. We got to go back to Parliament, and we need an election. Canadians cannot do this any longer.